Hi Willow class! Now today's lesson is all about angles, and again this will link to our work on shapes. So an angle is caused when two lines join together. So here we have two lines. If these lines continued until they met, you have created an angle. So it's the space between the two lines. Now there's a particular type of angle that we are going to focus on, and that is called a right angle. Now, yesterday you were looking at horizontal and vertical lines. When a horizontal and vertical line join together, it creates a right angle. Now, I've made myself a right angle measurer, which you could easily do just by cutting off the corner of a piece of paper, okay? Now, if I fit that corner in there, it fits perfectly without going over either of the lines. And if I do that to each of these angles, you will see that each of the angles is exactly the same size. They are all right angles. Now here, I have drawn some other lines, you can see them. However, some of the angles are bigger than right angles, so if I put my right angle measurer here, you'll see there is still some more space until it meets the line. So that means it's bigger than a right angle. Here, it's smaller. The line comes all the way through my right angle measurer. That means the space is smaller than a right angle. Now, a right angle doesn't always have to be horizontal and vertical lines. It could be that your right angle is made with diagonal lines. However, the lines are always at a right angle there. It's always the same amount of space. So if I look now at some of these shapes, we can see where we can find some of the right angles. And I'm going to use my right angle measurer to do that. So if I look at my square first, I'm going to place it into the corner, and I can see that is definitely a right angle because it fits perfectly. So I'm going to put a little red square to show that's a right angle. And if I go into the other corner again, the size of the angle is exactly the same. So you've got a right angle there. You've got a right angle on the other corner of the square. And finally, if I put it in the fourth corner, you've got another right angle there. So the square has got 4 right angles. The rectangle should have the same number. Yep, there's a right angle in that corner, there's a right angle in that corner, there's a right angle in this corner, and finally a right angle in that corner, because the difference between a rectangle and a square is the length of the sides. Okay. Now if I look at this triangle here, a triangle is any shape that has 3 sides. And triangles can look very different. This one's a bit smaller than a right angle, so that wouldn't fit. Again, they're smaller than a right angle. And this one is also small. So this triangle hasn't got any right angles. But if I look at this triangle, again, that one's smaller. That one is smaller. However, this one does have a right angle, because triangles can all look different. As long as it's got 3 sides, it is classed as a triangle. Now if I look at my regular hexagon, now these angles are bigger than a right angle because my right angle measurer doesn't take up the whole space of the angle. The line comes past where the measurer is. Okay, and that should be the case for all of the angles in this particular hexagon. So this hexagon has not got any right angles. Now again, your task today is on mathletics, and it's all about angles and looking at right angles and which angles are bigger or smaller than a right angle. So good luck with that. I hope you do well, and I'll look forward to seeing what you get up to. Bye!